it's going to add a lot of moisture to the hair. That's a really nice ingredient to add to a smoothing treatment since it's not formaldehyde or aldehyde derivative. Does anybody do keratin treatments or any type of smoothing treatments? This is it's very similar but very different. Most keratin treatments almost like deflate the hair. They kind of shrink wrap it. It makes it skinnier. With agave, you get a lot of body and a lot of volume. It doesn't deflate the hair whatsoever. It actually penetrates into the cuticle and not coating it. Mostly all keratin treatments will just coat the hair. Agave penetrates into it like a color almost would. And with keratins, I know that with each wash, it fades, right? Well, with this, that's not the case. Like I said, it's almost like a color. It works almost like a color treatment.
That's why we can color it after.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, so like Candece said, our product is different because it's 100% formaldehyde free and there's no formaldehyde derivatives. So when you're working on, other smoothing treatments in the salon, you see all of that smoke that's coming out once you put heat on it. And you're breathing that in, your client's breathing that in. With this product, you guys will see in a minute, when I blow dry it and I put the flat iron onto her hair, you're not going to get all of that smoke. So it's a lot safer for you and it's a lot safer for your client.
Also, it's not just a smoothing treatment. Let's say you have someone who comes in the salon with super processed, dry, brittle hair. This is amazing for reforming that elasticity of the hair. So it pretty much acts like a strengthener as well as a smoother. I had someone who had a relaxer done and it just damaged her hair. Like every time I brushed it, it would just curl up, and her hair wasn't even curly. It just was like that wiry, super elastic, very unhealthy. And we did the agave, and I was like, well, it'll smooth it out. I don't know if I could like really fix this. It was like amazing after we washed it. It was awesome.
You took some of the color too?
It doesn't, that's a great question. It doesn't really, it doesn't make the hair straight. So it's not a straightening system. It's a smoother. It's gonna reduce the curl retention, but not by much. I never over guarantee or over promise to my clients how much of that curl is going to be reduced, because you don't know what they've had done to their hair previously. You don't know how many times they've highlighted it, color treated it, whatever. So that's when I just tell them it's a smoothing treatment. Can they still curl their hair if they have naturally curly hair?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm actually using one of my favorite tools, you guys. I see some of you guys who have joined our booth earlier. It's the $1 Million Wave technique that I'm doing. I'm using one of my favorite tools. It's our style winder. It actually is a Marcel and a wand, so this clamp just rotates. These will probably sell out at the end of the day. I think we only have 12 of them left. And you can also use it as a wand. It's super fast, super easy to use. It's amazing.
What are they running?
They're $78 including tax for the show deal.
Now if you want, you can come up here and fill her hair. I've finished applying on this section. My application time for this product, like I said, less is more. I only use between 1 to 2 ounces. I can do her whole head in about 15 minutes. So it's very, very fast. There's not a lot of product on here. I see people all the time who apply way too much product. And then when you go in and blow dry, it takes you longer to blow dry, and it takes you longer to flat iron the hair.
Her hair was wet, right?
Her hair was wet. I prepped her hair. The first step, you do 2 clarifying shampoos before you start this process. Then you go ahead and apply. After you're done with your application, you let it sit for 20 minutes. That's your processing time. After it's sat on the hair, you go in and you blow dry it.
So did you apply on scalp?
I applied 1/4 an inch away from the scalp.
So it does not go on the scalp. But a lot of people will say, well, oh my God, does that mean her roots are going to be frizzy? No, because when you're blow drying it, it's going to hit the scalp. Other ingredients that we have besides just the agave and the treatment are amino acids. That's what's going to penetrate into the cuticle, adding the cysteine chains, which are a hair strengthener, or which are the strengthening bonds, I should say. So that's how it's really going to add that strength. Remember I was saying when you could do this over people with, very damaged, very porous hair. So what are the two main ingredients? Agave, right? Are you guys awake?
Yes.
Do you guys want
We're gonna have
tequila?
some participation. We're gonna have some giveaways. So if you guys participate, you get some free stuff.
We only have 45 minutes in here, so I want you
Yeah,
guys
so
to
if you guys
gain as
ask
much knowledge,
questions, I know some of you guys are doing different smoothing treatments.
Sugar.
Some are doing this.
which is the agave, yes?
Okay, is the good treatment good for to add shiny? You know, some people have just wanna add shiny on the hair because it's really hard to get it sometimes. And they people don't want to use like oil because oil stuff you know on their hair, and they ask me for something like treatment with
Yes, to answer, yes, that's a good question. I use this a lot just as like sealing the cuticle. So once you put this treatment on, you're gonna notice she'll have a lot more shine and less frizz. So I'll show you, there's a couple different ways when you go in with your flat iron, how you can adjust it. You can go in and do several passes and get the hair very smooth. Or if you do one or two passes, you're doing it more for shine and more to reduce the frizz.
So how do you sell this product? That's smoothing product?
$200 and up.
No. How do you offer it to the customer? As a smoothing or like what they expect from the Brazilian?
Yes, it's a smoothing product, so it lasts up to 3 to 4 months. It's similar to something like a Brazilian blowout, but ours is different because of the fact that it's 100% formaldehyde free. It's healthier for you and it's healthier for your clients. So a lot of people are looking for a different alternative.
So does it wear off or grow out?
It wears out, just like any other smoothing treatment. It wears off.
You have to remember, because it doesn't coat the hair, it's not as intense as a Brazilian or a keratin. This penetrates into the cuticle. It's much more mild than a Brazilian. A lot of our clients, you guys, nowadays have become smarter than the stylist. They know what type of ingredients are in keratin. See, I'm getting a lot of nods. It's so true. I have clients who came in and they're like, I want to know all the ingredients. Is there formaldehyde? Is there aldehyde? So if you have clients that are doing a Brazilian or a keratin that you're doing that service on and they say, you know, I kind of want to stick away from that, that's when you say, I have something that is absolutely formaldehyde, any derivatives of it free. It's a little more mild. They're going to feel that it's a little more mild too, because when you have aldehyde, you guys even know what formaldehyde and aldehyde is?
No.
It's a preservative. They use that as a, embalmment fluid for people who have died. I mean, it preserves their whole body. So when you're putting that on the hair, it's really condensing that hair and making it super thin and just like, it's
almost like
flat.
it feels waxy, like there's something on top of the hair, some kind of a coating.
Oh, there's some clients that are like, it's like crack to them. They have to have it. You know, this maybe is not for them. Maybe it's something that you do in between their service. So if they say, oh, I don't really need the Brazilian blowout right now, but let's do the agave then. You know, there's some people that are super educated that don't want Brazilian anymore because of the formaldehyde.
And you're not using gloves.
You can mix both of them then?
Yeah, you can put this over anything. The only thing you don't want to put this over is metallic dyes, which really is pretty much henna. And I hate when my clients come in with henna. I'm like, what did you put in your hair? I have one lady who does that and it drives me nuts. But some people do. You just got to make sure that you're not putting the agave over any metallic dye. Yes?
What's the second ingredient? I came late.
Amino acids. So it's an
Okay.
amino acid blend. It's our own blend that we've created. It's going to add cysteine chains inside the cuticle, so it's going to strengthen the hair. It's not only going to smooth, shine, soften, it's going to make the hair stronger. So for those of you who have joined, it's not only a smoothing treatment, it's definitely a strengthening system as well. I charge $200 and up in the salon. It really depends on what you want to charge. Our liter size, our 12-ounce bottle is $95. This is on someone, you're making big bucks. You know, keratin, you're spending $300 on a treatment, right? There's also something called the Agave Vapor Iron. Have you guys seen this? This is pretty awesome. This is something that you could do in between treatments or as an add-on service behind the chair, or you can sell it. What happens is there's 2 cartridges that come with the box. It just pops right out, And what you do is you're going to fill it up with our Agave Vapor Infusion. It's a liquid type of formula, and this goes right into the cartridge. You power the iron on, and there's a vapor button right on the bottom to activate that vapor infusion. So do you always have to use the vapor infusion? No, you don't. You can use it as a regular curling iron, or smoothing iron, and a curling iron, and it'll curl for you as well. So this is something nice that you can offer as an add-on service, or something that you could sell to someone that loves using the, smoothing iron that just damages their hair all the time, so they can use this twice a week with the infusion. They're only $119. You do get a whole bottle that will give you about 8 to 10 applications per box.
Yeah, that's great to send home with your clients who have the smoothing treatment, because it's kind of like a little mini smoothing treatment at home. So when people want to touch up, that's a perfect tool for them to use. They're moisturizing their hair with that vapor infusion.
Can you color the same day?
You can color the same day. You're going to want to do your color after you've done the smoothing treatment.
So let's go through the steps really quick, Jean. You're going to clarify first.
So you do 2 clarifying shampoos. We have an Agave clarifying shampoo. That's going to go ahead and open up the cuticle, so when you put that product on the hair, it's going to penetrate into the cuticle and start working from the inside out. Then, after that, you go and you blow dry the hair until it's about 80% dry. Then that's when you go in and you apply the actual product.
To add to that really quick, I would say up to 80%. Sometimes I do a little lower if the hair is super dry, because don't you feel like it absorbs the product? So like to prevent them from using too much product?
Yeah, you want definitely less moisture than more moisture.
Sure.
Yeah.
So after you power dry,
So after you powder dry, you go ahead and apply that product. Like I said, 1 to 2 ounces, no more than 2 ounces. And you guys kind of saw, I very liberally apply this product. I just kind of dust it on, and then I go in with my fine-tooth comb and brush it through the hair. And that smooths it through the hair and makes sure that I can get it all throughout that whole strand. So after you've done applying it throughout the whole head, you let it sit and process for 20 minutes, and then you go in with your blow dryer. For the blow drying, you can do 2 things. You can go in with a round brush. If I have somebody with very fine or over-processed hair, I'll use a round brush so I can get some body at the top. Or you can go in with your paddle brush. Just let it sit for 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and start with blow drying. I'm going to use my Candece dryer. I use this all the time in the salon. Super quiet, lightweight, and it dries the hair really fast. For me, my biggest thing is I want her in and out of my chair in an hour and a half. This process, the whole entire process, should not take you longer than that. So I'm applying it in 15 minutes, I'm drying her in 15 minutes, and in between there's those 20-minute processing times.
so this is actually never in the history of the beauty industry has a dryer like this been made. It has a brushless motor, so every dryer that you guys see on any shelf has an AC or a DC motor. This has a brushless motor, meaning that it works magnetically, so it's super lightweight. This is the lightest dryer ever invented. It weighs less than a pound. This will give you about 20,000 hours behind the chair versus 2,000 hours. So we call it the 10X because it's 10 times everything. 10 times faster, 10 times the warranty. You can blow dry someone's hair in 10 minutes, 15 minutes for me. You're going to get, a longer lifespan with this. It's super lightweight. I'm going to pass it around for you guys to feel. It's very powerful. It's awesome. We have been selling out of these like at every single hair show we're at. There are 217 including tax for the show deal. And you will get a nice backpack that's almost like a updo bag. You could do travel and stuff. I think you have one. It's a really nice backpack.
Does it come with any attachments?
What is it?
Come with any attachments?
It does come with a nozzle. This is the backpack you get with it. I have people who are buying this blow dryer because they're like, oh my god, I want this backpack. Well, I'm like, well, you gotta buy the dryer. You can't just have it. You get 2 little pouches on the side. You have a thermal pouch in here, so you can just put your, hot irons in here. And then once you open it on the inside, you can literally fit like 7 tools in this thing. Put a whole bunch of stuff in here. You have, room for your business cards, your pin curl clips. anything like that. Pretty nice. These are actually valued at about $150 itself. So even if you buy the dryer at $217, you're getting a really nice savings from it. So I don't know if you guys know about BeautyHealth, but we are the #1 tool conditioning company for salon-centric and for all over. We basically use a blend of 32 natural minerals in everything that we make. So all of our dryers, our flat irons, styling irons are going to make that hair very rich in moisture and also going to condition that hair really nicely. Not just that, but we design everything to be ergonomically friendly on the body. That's why we make the lightest, quietest dryers. The style winder that I use on my model here, super fast. I mean, I curl my hair in 10 minutes with that tool. I have a lot of hair too. And not just that, but Marcel's, what are you doing? You're doing this all day long, right? So when you have a style winder, you're just rotating that clamp, which is super, super friendly for the body. While Gina's blow drying, do you guys have any questions about agave? Let's talk steps. We clarify.
Where
Yes.
does this originate from?
Where does it what?
What is the history of agave?
What is the history of agave? That's a great question. So Fernando Romero, who's the owner and founder of the company, he actually is from Acapulco. And back in the day, his grandparents used to trade agave plants. So they actually own fields of agave. So he basically just thought of making an agave smoothing treatment because we realized that keratin treatments were just filled with formaldehyde and aldehyde. So he just thought of coming out with agave. And we were one of the first companies to use agave in our products. We have a whole agave tool line too, the agave vapor infusion iron. We have brushes. We also have healing oil, which is amazing. This stuff has no silicone in it. It's pretty much agave. You could put this on wet hair, dry hair. That's for you to keep. You could also put this in your color formulas. You can put it on translucent thin hair and it will not weigh the hair out. As long as you're not putting a whole bunch in their hair. It's pretty awesome. We also have, you guys, shampoo and conditioner that you can sell to your clients. We have them in all different sizes, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, and little trial sizes like this. I have clients that just come in, I use this on them, and they're like, oh my gosh, I want that oil. They don't know about the shampoo conditioner, so I just sell them this. Give them a trio, they like it, then I order liters for them. Perfect for people who are bleached out or overly, chemically treated,
Yes, and it's great to send home with your clients or anything coming off of the hair. That's one thing that's really unique about this product because it has 0 formaldehyde and no formaldehyde derivatives. It doesn't create all of that smoke. Yeah, and if you want, I'll show you. The product itself smells like really good compared to some of the other products.
Okay, so would you have to use a special shampoo only? No, like with the Brazilian, you have to use a certain.
Yes, you're going to want to use the Agave clarifying shampoo to clarify the hair. That's your first step.
Yes, but afterwards to maintain it.
Afterwards, we always recommend to go home with the Agave smoothing shampoo and the smoothing conditioner. Yeah.
Do you use a special product for the hair before you use a clean iron?
I just use a thermal protectant spray because I had reset her. These have kind of fallen out from this morning. So to reset this side, I actually just use a thermal protectant and just bunch her up. You like my waves, don't you?
Yeah.
Also, for the Agave shampoo and conditioner, they are sulfate-free. So as long as you're using a sulfate-free, we recommend you using our product so that it lasts longer. That'll give you the integrity of the 3 to 4 months. However, you can just use a sulfate-free. How do I sell this behind the chair? How do I introduce Agave in the salon? It's a really important question. I think add-on services are something that people don't touch base on a lot. You're so used to your client coming in, getting their highlights and their haircut, and you're sending them out the door. You have to really listen to what they're telling you. If they're saying, oh, my hair's so frizzy right now, or this weather's really just making my hair uncontrollable or unmanageable, That's your gateway to saying, oh, I have a perfect treatment for you. Maybe start them on the agave healing oil first and tell them, hey, there's a whole smoothing treatment that you could get done. Maybe run a special, $150 for a smoothing treatment for the month of May or March. You know, things like that you're still going to make money on, but you're introducing this product to them.
So you guys, I know here in LA a lot of people are doing these smoothing treatments. It's a big, big market. I was working in a salon before I was introduced to this company where I was doing a lot of Brazilian blowouts. And my eyes would get watery, my throat would get all choked up, and I had to stop doing them. And I ended up going to a class for Agave, and I learned about this smoothing treatment, and I started using it in the salon, and I was hooked. And so I met the owner of the company, Fernando, who, if you guys go to our booth, you'll be able to meet him. And I begged him for like 6 months, let me work for your company. I want to be an educator. Please let me work for your company. So he brought me on board, and I've been hooked on this product. Exactly.
So I like to do, my biggest ticketed items, you guys, are smoothing treatments and extensions. Obviously color's great, but my smoothing treatments, to me, are life-changing for my clients. I feel like when you can really make a difference in someone's life, especially being a hairstylist, it's by smoothing treatments. I used to get relaxers when I was like 12 years old. Not kidding, because I had crazy curly frizzy hair, and half of my hair would fall out, but I was like, yes, I have half of my hair to deal with. But it was like pin straight, flat to my head, and the older you get, you want to like preserve your hair. You start loving and embracing what you have. So that's when I realized that smoothing treatments and going into the beauty industry was my niche, because I knew that I didn't want people to walk around with curly, frizzy, just very unmanageable hair. I think, you know, until you really experience having that type of texture, you really understand how good you feel when someone's like, oh my God, thank you so much for introducing this treatment to me.
So you guys, I work in our corporate office. We're based out of LA. And if you guys ever have questions about Agave smoothing treatment, I'll probably be answering your phone calls and answering any kind of technical questions you guys may have. I also work with our product development team. So I've done a lot of testing with this product, and the biggest thing that I see is the flat ironing. This is where people go wrong with this product. The most important thing, and the way you're going to get rid of the frizz and get this very smooth, is to take very thin sections. And I'm talking like paper thin, very, very thin. When you go in with your flat iron, keep your temperature low when you start out. You don't know how the hair is going to react to the product and the heat, so I always start my temperature out at about 250. 250. I glide it through the hair, I test it, see how it looks. What you're looking for is the hair needs to look like it's silky shiny. So if it doesn't look silky shiny at 250, I'll turn it up a little bit, test it. Okay, it's not silky shiny, I'll turn it up a little bit more until I find that right temperature. So for my client right now, I have her at 350. And she has coarse, curly hair. A lot of people call in and they have problems with the smoothing treatment. Asking me why. Well, I used 450 degrees, it was hot, I did it right. Your temperature was too hot. Keep it low. This product is sensitive to heat, it reacts with the heat. So when this product's on the hair, you're baking it into the hair and you can over-process it. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. This step is the most important step for this treatment.
So if you have bleached hair, can you use 100-degree?
If you have bleached hair, I'll even take it down lower. I'll start them out at like 200 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah, and same thing, you're testing it. Test it. Once you see it's silky and shiny, stop. You don't have to turn it up any higher than that, because then you're testing the hair.
And you said there was 20-minute processing times?
Yeah, this is just the iron.
So you're doing
It's a temporary
your two
treatment.
clarifying shampoos, when you apply the product, once it's all on,
See the shine
20-minute
that you get
processing
from it.
time. Then you blow dry the hair. Then you're going to flat iron the hair, and there's another 20-minute processing time after the flat ironing. You have two options after that point. You can either send your client home with the product in the hair. If you guys want, you could come up and feel she has the treatment in her hair. I blow dried this section and I started flat ironing it. Feel her hair. If doesn't feel like she has a lot of product. You feel like other smoothing treatments or keratin treatments, it feels heavy, it feels weighed down, you have to wash it. With this product, it's so lightweight that you can send home with product in their hair. And that saves you time. That's how you can get this done in an hour and a half. I do it on average between 3 to 4 months for my clients. It depends. For some people, it lasts longer. On myself, I did a smoothing treatment back in September on myself. And so that's like 4 or 5 months. And it's still in my hair. I'll probably do another one next month. So on different people, it lasts different.
So if you have naturally curly hair, can you wear your hair curly?
You can. It doesn't get rid of all of the curl. It reduces the curl slightly, but she'll still have curl in her hair. It'll just be less frizz and it'll be a lot more manageable for her.
So I just used the Agave Vapor Infusion Iron, and look at the shine on this. If you guys feel the difference between this section here, if you guys want to come up and feel it and feel this section here, you'll notice an extreme amount of moisture in this hair, and you could see the shine as well. It's pretty awesome. This is something that you could, charge an extra $15 to $25 behind the chair, or you could just sell them to them in between their Agave treatments. You could also curl with the iron as well. Now she does have a little bit of Agave shine spray in this, so it did kind of, make it feel a little bit smooth, but you could still tell a difference. Isn't that nice?
This you can use every day.
You can use that every day. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, are any of you guys using Agave right now in your salons? Or is this is new to everybody?
Yeah, it's new.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? It's a little bit of a different process, but trust me, it's a lot faster, it's a lot safer.
What did you say after you flat iron it?
After you flat iron it, there's a 20-minute processing time. So after I'm done with her whole head flat ironing, I'll let her sit for 20 minutes. Now, you can do 2 things. You can let them leave the salon. So if she wants to go home after this, she doesn't have to sit and wait 20 minutes and then go home. You can just send her out and she'll wash it the next day. But if she wants me to rinse it out of her hair, which some clients will ask you, some clients insist, you have to let them sit for 20 minutes before you wash it. And when you do that, you're just going to wash it, no shampoo. And I always apply our mask. We just launched this mask in October. Same thing, sulfate and paraben free. I'll just leave this on her ends for 5 to 10 minutes, rinse it out, and then I can blow her out and she's good to go.
So if you're going to do color the same day, which is nice, most treatments don't allow you to color the hair the same day. They make you wait about 72 hours to a week. You're going to have to wait after that 20 minutes when you're done with the treatment, and then you're going to shampoo them, and then that's when you'll do your color. Okay? So you can color the same day.
You can do it afterwards?
You have only afterwards, not
You can do
before.
it before.
And you want to make sure, like, let's say they came in the day before and got color done, you don't want to do the treatment on them the next day. You'd rather do the color after the treatment. So wait like 5 to 7 days before, or do it after any time.
And the reason for that is, like I said, this product is heat sensitive. So if you do the color before, and then you go on and put heat, and if your iron is too hot, you might see a color change in the hair. So that's why we always say you do this first and then the color after.
So you shampoo after the color, you
For-
shampoo the hair from the color too, right?
Yes, of course. But you want to shampoo before you color, because you
Yes,
want to
you wanna
rinse the
rinse
treatment out.
everything out.
You want to rinse the treatment out.
With the clarifying?
No.
Nope,
Just with the
just
regular?
regular. Rinse it for like a good 5 to 7 minutes with lukewarm water, and then do a shampoo and condition. Yes.
What if somebody did the Brazilian blow-up, they want to start using that?
Yep.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Absolutely. It can go after any smoothing treatment. It can, and as little as maybe even a week after the Brazilian. What did you say? You could do the treatment after the Brazilian the next day or whatever.
You can do 2 applications of the Agave smoothing treatment in the same day.
So let's say someone got their Brazilian done a week ago and they're like, oh my God, I hate this. They can get Agave done right after.
They can, yes.
As long as they don't use any metallic dyes. You can put this treatment over anything.
You do the Yuko?
You do the Yuko?
Well, I just was wondering.
Do you do it?
I do.
Yeah, I know how to do it.
You guys do Yuko treatment? I know I'm in Cali if you guys are doing Yuko. So we have a product called Retex. I used to work with a guy who did Yuko, and he probably brought in about $5,000 a week. If you guys do the math, that's like over 120 grand a year. He killed it with Yuko. When I came into the salon, I stole most of his business with our Retex treatment. It's amazing. It's our permanent straightening system. It's the first Japanese system, even before Yuko, ever invented in the beauty industry.
What is it called?
It's called Retex.
Retail?
Retex. You have to be certified to do it. It's incredible. The integrity that the hair is left in afterwards is amazing. It's an awesome treatment. You guys should look into it.
What did you use
Retex.
on this? Right, I can't.
No, you're okay. I use the 1-inch style winder. It's only $78. We probably will sell out of these. It's one of my favorite tools. It's a Marcel and a wand. The barrel or the clamp area rotates. So you can use it as a Marcel with the clamp. And you just spin the hair right in. So it takes 10 minutes to curl someone's hair. I use it like a wand where I just wrap the hair around.
10x dryer, which is a 259 dryer. So really good stuff happening. We'd like to see you guys. And also, if you have any other questions, we're going to be over there all day, so you guys can ask us.
There is no retouch, the same like the other product.
Say that
When you
again?
come back again, you have to do the whole thing.
Yes, because this product is going to
Yes, that's a
fade
good
out
question.
of the hair. It's going to fade. So the next time that she comes in, same application, you'll do it all the way through. The only thing that you might see is that her ends might still have that smoothing treatment in the ends, so you won't have to run it all the way through.
And the more I do it, the more the curly get the curl.
It's
gonna
a
be more
progressive
straighter.
treatment, yeah. So each time you do it, her hair will get smoother and smoother. That's like I was saying, I have a lot of Hispanic clients and they have thick, long, curly hair. And I'll do a smoothing treatment, 2 treatments in one day if they want extra smoothing.
In African American hair, they do a lot of relaxer. So is good treatment also or not?
With the relaxer, you have to be very careful. You're going to want to test it. You're going to want to do a strand test on the hair. I always suggest that because you don't know what kind of relaxer they're using. But it is safe to use with relaxers.
It doesn't work like a relaxer. It depends on their hair type. Like if they have really curly, frizzy hair and they want something more straight, because usually a lot of ethnic people can't stand like their hairline is a lot curlier. So it's not going to make it straight, but it will reduce that frizz a lot. So I have like a lot of African American women that want to go all natural. They don't want to do relaxers anymore. And this is what I do for them.
Any certain things that they can't do, like put clips in their hair or anything like that?
No. So this is not, it's not a straightener. A lot of straightening systems, they tell you you can't put it up or you can't put clips in it. With this, no.
And how many days can you go without washing it? If they do go home and not rinse it out right away, can they go 3 days with the product in their hair?
They can. I've had some clients that do that, and they insist on doing that because they think it'll last longer. It actually stops working after the 20 minutes, so it's not going to get any smoother. But, I mean, it's up to them. If they want to go 3 days without washing their hair, they can.
So after you iron it, you don't have to wash it.
No. I like to send my clients home right after that step because it saves the time. I don't want to go in and wash it and do a whole other blowout.
I want to have a swimming pool
No, you're going to want to rinse it out if they go swimming.
before.
Yeah.
Yes.
But after that, they can
They can
swim
go, yeah.
without any
You know,
damaging.
whenever somebody gets in chlorine, I always tell them rinse your hair before you get in. Because it doesn't grab onto the hair.
And put oil in it.
And put oil in it. I can't live without oil in my hair, especially
Yeah, fill it.
outside. So, with the raise of a hand, who can tell me the 2 major ingredients in the agave?
Agave and amino acids.
Or the 2 application kit today is being sold for $31.
So this thing is $31 and it could give you a potential 3 heads of hair,
So 3 heads at $300, that's $900.
which is awesome.
What's the shelf life?
That's a good question.
Yeah. The shelf life is 2 years. But you're gonna want to
After
keep
you
it
open it.
after you open it. You're gonna want to keep it sealed very tightly though.
If I have a kit like that from 2 years ago, is it still okay?
Yeah, the way you can test it is if it's very thick and it's hard for it to squeeze out of the bottom, then it's not good. It should be like a nice creamy consistency.
Another very important thing, when you guys, before you even pour the treatment out into your bowl, you have to shake it up really well, because the oil will just lay up on the top if you don't. So make sure you shake it really, really well. Do you have a question you want to ask? I'll give away this kit.
Can you guys tell me what the most important step to getting rid of the frizz is?
All right.
And why is that? Does anybody know why?
Because
That's the
It's
Shade on the- Okay, I'll give you that one. This product reacts to heat. So the heat is the most important part. You're going to want to make sure that you don't have the flat iron too hot when you're doing this. Start off low. You want to make sure the hair looks silky shiny. Once it looks silky shiny, you don't have to raise the temperature anymore. And I do that, and some people, I'll have girls that come back to me, and I already know, oh yeah, last time I had it on 400 degrees. I'm still not going to go in at 400 degrees. I still do that same test because I don't know what my client's using at home. I don't know, if they've gotten their hair colored somewhere else. I have no idea what's going on with the hair, so I always do that temperature test.
Can someone tell me what agave healing oil does to the hair?
Moisturizer.
Moisturizes. What else can it be used for?
Can you yell it out?
What else can it be used for? Besides just smoothing and adding moisture? Shine? You could put it in your color formulas. Just a couple drops in your color formulas. What kind of hair types can you use it on?
Any hair.
All hair types. What else? What about the agave smoothing system? Who can you not put that on?
Metallic.
Metallic dye. Can someone tell me what the steps are with the agave smoothing treatment?
Your hair, purple shirt.
You wash it
You're going to
twice.
clarify it.
Clarify it twice,
Okay.
and then you apply the solution, and you comb it through so you don't have excess.
We're going to have to back up.
Okay.
Let's see.
dry to 80%, apply the product,
That's the one.
wait 20 minutes, then blow dry the hair, then flat iron the hair, wait 20 minutes, and you can
Nice.
choose to when it's conditioned.
Are you
Very
doing
nice.
agave smoothing treatments?
No, I'm not.
No? That was good. I was like, wow.
I'm just old.
Can you tell me something about agave?
Thank you.
Yes.
Just good product moisturizers.
Good product moisturizes.
I like hers.
Now, what is the maximum amount you want to use on a client?
2 ounces. The
1 ounce or
maximum.
2 ounces? You guys, we're going to be giving away stuff at our booth like crazy. So if you guys don't get anything at the end of the class, come and see me or just go to the booth. Tell them that you guys came to our class. We have some amazing artists that are going to be on stage. I go up on stage at 3 o'clock, I think. We'll be doing this look on stage as well, talking about all of our tools.
Well, also, I'm going to be on stage at 1:45, and we're going to go over the agave smoothing. You use ceramic when you're doing the smoothing treatment. And we always suggest you use something that has that nano-ionic technology inside of it.
I use this most of the time too. I know Gina said she uses the round brush to give it some body and volume, depending on hair texture, What's your preference? Our brushes are awesome though. I mean, people get introduced to our line by brushes. That's how I got introduced to the line, by this thing. And then you end up falling in love with everything else. So if you're not interested in buying a tool today, please at least pick up a paddle brush, and then I promise you, you're gonna get suckered into the whole line.
You can go in with your paddle brush, especially if they have really, really thick hair. Sometimes it's easier and it's faster to just go in with the paddle brush. And I try to get it as smooth as I can. Yes.
the brush.
With the brush, yeah. That'll make your job easier when you go in with
all 4 times. You're gonna iron from base to mid strands and then hit those ends just a couple times. So let's say you're gonna do 4 passes at 300 degrees, okay? Someone with really curly hair, you might say, I'm gonna lower the temperature a little bit to 275. Instead of doing 4 passes, I might do 3 passes. And you might go 1, 2, and then slowly 3 all the way. Use your judgment. If the ends are really thin and porous, then do less passes. You can customize the treatment by doing that.
1 pass enough?
Not 1 pass, I would do more. Oh, on the ends? Maybe, if the ends are very porous, if they're really
Depends
fun
on
and
the
brittle.
Depends on the type of hair.
It depends on how bleached they are.
Process.
And it depends on how high the heat is. I
She's been
typically,
black, and now she's blonde, and now she was.
you know what I would do? I would do a lower heat. I would do a lower heat and maybe like 2 passes on the ends. If you see, like Gina was saying, if you see that the hair starts getting silky with 1 pass, just only do 1 pass. You want to see that the hair is silky. When you blow, she has fine hair. When you start blow drying this treatment in, it's going to feel starchy, kind of, like there's products in the hair. But then when you go in and you iron it, it's going to feel nice and silky. So if you run your fingers through it after you iron it and it still feels a little starchy, then you're going to want to go through and iron it a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use your judgment to the porosity of their hair and texture and all that stuff. That's why consultation is such an important thing in
What about-
everything that we do.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
What about, my daughter has curly hair,
Okay.
and it's like a, I would say like a medium texture.
Okay.
And she doesn't want to lose her curl,
Okay.
but she doesn't want the freezes to come up.
Yep.
So, and she doesn't want to use so much product to make it look like shiny or anything.
Sure.
Can I use this and still have some of her curl?
Think of it like this. Agave is not going to make the curl straight. It's going to reform the curl. So when you add moisture to curl, first of all, can I use you for a second? Come here really quick. Yeah. Yeah, you. Yeah, get your butt up here. Me, yes, you. So look at this. Is this a perm?
No.
This is your natural hair?
Yeah, natural hair.
Wow, you're so lucky.
She's been using bionic brushes for
Yeah.
more than
When I use it, the blow
Maybe
dry,
like
and I
20
use-
years.
I use it
or yeah.
So look at this. The curl is starting from the base. Do you know how hard it is for the oil from her scalp to make it even down to here? That's not going to happen. Even down to here. Curly hair doesn't really get that oily. It's going to take a long time for that oil to start wrapping around that curl. So what the agave is going to do, it's going to reform that curl, making it very smooth, almost like it's moisturizing it to basically get rid of that frizz. So it like bundles up the frizz around that curl, you know?
Oh.
And like I was telling her, don't thank you so much. Hold on, let me give you something. You don't want to use, you could use some healing oil actually.
I have a little one.
And like I was telling her, you know, if she's really concerned about it, don't do so many passes or such a high heat. Or maybe do lower heat and more passes.
You
You
can
know?
adjust this based on the hair type, and you guys know, like I said, what you're looking for is that silky, shiny, and that's when you know you're in that area
It's
to
about
get rid
like
of
her.
smooth.
My
Yeah.
daughter's hair. It's about like her.
Like that? Yeah, I would do like, I would start with 250 degrees and maybe like 4 passes. 2 passes from base to mid strands, and then 2 passes from base to ends. And then you gotta remember, you wanna maintain consistency with how fast you're moving your iron.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes if I don't really want too much heat, or if I'm using a higher heat, I might go a little bit faster. You know what I mean? Any other questions?